What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined here by the one, the only Midwest Mike. What's going on, buddy?
It's been a long time. Do you even know when the last time we did one of these was?
Dude, I think it was about close to 11 months, man.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we were doing them. We came back, and then we were doing them a little bit consistently. I think right around this time last year, and then I broke my ankle, and then I was down for the count, dude. Down for the count. But it's nice to be back. We got a couple new people in here, a couple old people. We got Benjamin in the house. Let's go. Welcome back. Welcome back. Wicker Robert, I'm here. Let's go. Baby Hulk. I remember a little Baby Hulk action.
Yeah, he just sent I think he sent a message on Twitter here a couple days ago. So good to see you guys. Thanks for hopping in.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Normally we've had structure and that kind of stuff. Just kind of can talk about whatever, any games you guys want to talk about. Can start with talking about that Caleb Love shot. I know I don't know if you watched it live, but I sent you the clip on that.
Yeah.
I already sent the recap for last night. I'm like, yeah, this shit fucking they're up 2 points with 3 minutes to go. Like, and then, it didn't look good. Let's just say that. And then he hits a 3-quarter shot heave, and I'm just like, wow. And that turned into a really good beat, and they ended up by, was it 11 or 12? They won by double digits or something.
So, yeah, unreal. Well,
Caleb Love was 1 for 10 from deep up until that point when he hit that 3-quarter, and then I think he went 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 in overtime from deep too. So crazy. And most of his looks were wide open during the game, which was the frustrating part. You're at home trying to beat number 3 team in the country, and you shoot 1 for 10, and a lot of them are great looks. It's not like they're contested. So,
yeah, unreal, man. I mean, all the bad beats that have hit us in the past, that was one of the maybe better ones of all time.
we've had a few good beats here lately. So
we have.
That's what I always talk about is the shit comes in waves, and we had a lot at the beginning of the month. And I knew it's just you can predict it. Honestly, you can just predict it. You just know that, okay, shit's going to turn. You get more of those 50-50 games. What I mean by 50-50 game is in the last few minutes, it could go either way. Even if it's a 8-point spread and they're up 8 with 2 minutes to go, I mean, that's a 50-50 game. It can go either way. So we weren't getting a lot of those, and now we are. VCU the other night. That one, I mean, we've had a few here lately, so it's been nice. And that's how big runs are made, because you always have your plays that you hit or whatever, you hit a percentage of those, but getting more of those 50-50 games, like that swung the night from -4 something to +4.5, it was a 9.6 unit swing game. So it all adds up. Those are big games. So especially double digit swing games like that. So it was nice to get it. And it was the free play. So and now we're 4-1 in the last 5 free PODs. So keep that rolling. Keep everything rolling.
Exactly. Speaking about runs, just the last 5 days here. I mean, Sunday, that one big play, that's really all it was. And
when we hit the side, it was just that under 55.5.
Absolutely.
I really think Benford going down in the beginning had a lot to do with that too. I don't know if it would have gone over because they took advantage. I mean, Elam was awful. He was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So made a big difference because
Chiefs scored 30 for the first time all year.
Well, it mattered most. At 21 at half. I mean, there's 27 points in the second quarter, and it goes over by 6 points. And in the fourth, the live line got to a point where it was 54.5. And then shortly after that, the Bills scored a touchdown, and that was about all she wrote there. But
yeah, I think we should talk about the controversy. Did Josh Allen pick up that first down or not? I know everybody has an opinion. I want your take on it.
I think he did, but regardless of that, the defense didn't play well. Allen made. That would have been one of the greatest fourth down under pressure throws ever.
Oh, would have. No doubt.
Kincaid, I mean, at live, it was kind of like, oh, whatever. But if you look at the replay and the angles afterwards, he should have caught that. Man.
Yeah, live it didn't really look like he had a shot at it, and
No.
then you look at the different angles. I mean, it was
It
in
was
the
right
bread
there.
basket.
Yeah. And I truly think that they picked that up. They tie that fucking game. But also, they fucked themselves by going for those two times. I mean, the second time you had to, but the first time, just kick the field goal. It would have been a 4-point game. I think that changed a lot of it too. It's kind of like the Ravens. I mean, the Chiefs beat them. Don't get me wrong, but they also beat themselves. The Ravens should have beat the Bills. I mean, the Ravens should have beat the Bills. The Ravens really fucked that game up. So,
yeah. I mean, time and time again, we see Lamar and I mean, Josh Allen played great. I mean, he hasn't even thrown interceptions against the Chiefs. You can't blame him. It's his defense that hasn't came up and receivers dropping balls. I mean, that's really what it is. I don't even think it comes down to that first down, realistically. I mean, I know it was big. It was hard to overturn. It just was. That's my opinion. It was hard to overturn based on the call.
That one throw where the ball hit the ground and it looked like it was picked, and then that's what decides games, is little shit like that, man.
It is, but I mean, on the flip side, if you look at the Chiefs got no bounces with the fumbles that the Bills had. They fumbled, they picked them up. Josh Allen threw about two picks. About 2 picks.
Turnover margin and takeaways.
Right. But he threw two picks in the beginning of the game.
Oh, 2, yeah.
Maybe 3.
And Mahomes got away with the one fumble on the offsides.
He did.
Pretty much had 2 fumbles. Allen had the 2 picks.
So, I mean, it was just heavyweight champions going at it, man. I mean, that's just really what it was. So what a game to watch. Really, it really lived up to the hype, that's for sure.
I just can't believe the way both the Ravens and Bills, the way their seasons ended with the Kincaid drop, the Andrews drop. I mean, it's just
me and you go back and forth about it all the time.
You say Lamar and Allen can't win the big game in that, but I really don't think it's on them. I think it's more on their team. I mean, Andrews had that fumble in the fourth quarter. He had the drop. I mean, the Ravens should have won the game. They dominated the game. You look at the stats from the game. I mean, everything. They dominated everything.
They did.
And yeah,
they did.
Eagles was an easy spot. That was
Eagles was
really that probably should have been the top play. I loved it, and then as the week went on, I liked it. I mean, a lot more and a lot more and a lot more. That's why I added the teaser. But yeah, I mean, props to the Commanders for making it there. But it was their 4th straight road game. Rookie QB, which if there was a rookie QB to win that game, I'd say it'd probably be Jaden Daniels. But they just don't have. It's a different class, The Eagles' defense is amazing.
Defense. Yeah, I mean, we always talk about it.
I like the way the Eagles match up. We have that 20-unit futures, about 3 units to win 20 at plus 650. I like the way the Eagles match up with the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a good game. The Chiefs aren't going to have 21 points at halftime. I mean, the Bills defense and we saw it with the Texans. The Chiefs struggled versus the Texans. And that's why I had that. That's why I had the under 55.5 in the teaser with the Bills. I figured it'd be a 1-possession game that the Bills would have a shot at winning. Worst case, they lose by a touchdown or less like they did. Right. And the Chiefs have a good defense, so the under 55.5, that 27-point second quarter, but it's just the Eagles defense it's fucking good, and the Chiefs are gonna struggle offensively versus that defense. And I'm not saying that the Eagles are gonna go up and down the field on the Chiefs defense, but the Chiefs offense, I think we can all agree on it's not the same as it once was.
It's not. I mean, the injuries that they've had, Brown getting finally kind of going last game. I mean, Juju, where they pull him off TikTok. I mean, they've just been hurt. I mean, Rice has been hurt. Pacheco, he don't have his feet yet.
Hunt's better, man.
Hunt's better. Hunt's better. I can't believe that they were giving the ball to Pacheco at the end of the game. I mean, Hunt's what's got you here.
Well, I also don't know why the Bills weren't giving Cook.
Where was Cook
either?
Where was Cook?
Yards per carry, and you're giving it to other guys.
It's these small coaching decisions that separate the Chiefs from these coaches that have not won. Same thing. I mean, I can't believe Harbaugh did it last year with the Ravens, but how do you not run the ball against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship last year?
Yeah, I mean, imagine flying out to that game and fucking watching that shit.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, it's just these coaching decisions that they try to outsmart. Or even if you look across the way to the NFC with Dan Campbell, all of a sudden the Vikings start going for it on fourth down to win the 1 seed. I mean, that changes the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
but they start playing. They start getting cute against these coaches, and it just doesn't work. Yeah. It just doesn't work. You got to play your game.
Sirianni in that department, he can scare me a little bit. He's a really good coach, but
I don't like
even why weren't they handing it to Barkley more the last game? It's like what? Literally,
what about the Rams?
Won 1 out of every 3 plays. It's like he's averaging so many yards per carry. I understand, in first down you run it, you get 5, and then what do? They pass 2 more times. Like, why? Fucking against the Commanders' defense? You kidding me? You can run fucking all over it. And Barkley 1 out of every so many carries, busts one every time.
Every time
scoring a touchdown anytime he touches the ball.
I mean, the Eagles. Tell me if I'm wrong. The Eagles were 2 fumbles back to back from the Rams away from losing that game because they would not run the ball.
Yeah,
they got cute all game.
Oh, and then they call passing on that at the end there versus running it and chewing clock. And
I don't like Sirianni, man. I don't like him. I don't like him one bit.
I don't, but I do think the Eagles match up better than they did a couple years ago.
More experience for sure. Probably better defense.
Well, the Chiefs offense isn't as good as it was. The Chiefs ain't going to put up 30-some points like they did the last time 2 years ago.
No, probably not. Probably not. But coin flip. Give me Andy Reid. Give me the man. Give me the legend.
But I think
everybody watching, you guys have no idea the amount of debates that me and this man have over text about games with the Chiefs and everything.
I'm just not a Chiefs fan. Yeah, I mean, I respect the greatness. I respect it and all that. It's just more so last year, at least this year, they've been earning it and not fluke shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But last year, I mean, their only offensive touchdown in the Super Bowl came on the fluke fucking muff punt that hit the guy's leg. I mean, that doesn't happen. They don't win. The Niners had a chance to ice the game. The Bills missed the field goal. The Ravens run the ball 6 fucking times all game and fumble at the goal line. I mean, it's just everything all year. And it was the same shit this year in the regular season. They block a field goal to beat the Broncos. The 1 field goal versus the Chargers off the fucking post and in. I mean, it's just every fucking game. They can't beat anyone by margin. I mean, that's why in a teaser, it's money every fucking time if you can get over a touchdown because they don't beat anybody. And even the Texans, they have first 2 drives in the red zone. I mean, they had the kickoff return. You're in the red zone. First 2 drives in the red zone, negative yards. So I was surprised to see them still. Like I said, I think that Benford loss was pretty big, and they took advantage of it. They had more explosive plays downfield and all that.
Right.
So penalties, all that shit.
Yep.
Hey, I like our Eagles' future. I like it.
How could you not? Benjamin, Eagles by 14. You get some good plus money on that. Carter, automatic Chiefs win. The script can't fail. The script.
At least, I mean, the refs, there was some questionable shit, but it was more tougher calls versus blatant, obvious Mahomes sliding and gets touched and they throw, a flag. That didn't happen. You know what I mean?
No.
Because that shit was ridiculous, the one game versus, was that the Texans?
The Texans. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple.
Slides down, he gets touched and they throw the late hit flag and shit.
It's the Jordan rules, man. I mean, come on. I mean, when
Goff,
did we stop respecting
you see Goff get his fucking head taken off on a fucking pick six and no flag?
No, I mean yes, that should have been a flag, but I mean that stuff gets missed all the time. But when did we all stop respecting that the champs get calls? You either live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's the quote of Batman. Everybody rooting against the Chiefs against Tom Brady, right? Everybody. Oh God, I can't see the Patriots win again. Tom goes in there, marches right in, and then in Tampa, Tom, everybody loved. I can't get over this media, man. It's you start winning, then you're hated, and you don't win, then you're loved.
They're hated because of the way they've won games. They haven't blown anybody out. I think that's a big part of it. And the Swift shit. I think some people are sick of that shit.
Oh yeah,
the NFL's kind of fucking themselves because they're gaining short-term viewers, Swift fans and all that shit, but they're hurting the long-term people that have been watching the product for 20 plus years that are getting sick of this shit and are borderline getting ready to not watch the NFL anymore over it. And it'll hurt them in the long run. It might help them short-term, but so I think that's partly why too. If the Chiefs do win, everyone's going to say it was scripted, and you know what I mean? That's what they're going to say no matter what. They're sick
regardless.
And the NFL did that to themselves though. I don't think it'd be as bad if it wasn't all the Swift shit, and you know what I mean?
No, I do get it. I mean, it's definitely a big money maker. Last year, it definitely was for Taylor Swift to be on that thing and all over the YouTube of NFL. That definitely. But I mean, a three-peat, first time in NFL history. If it does happen, how is that not good for the NFL? I mean, it's the first time it's ever happened in 59 years. It's never going to probably happen again for another 50 years. I mean, or it could go the other way. Look at Tom Brady. 18-0 walking into the Super Bowl and lose, or 17-0. I forget how many games they had back then, but you never know. But I just don't know how it's bad for the league to have a really good football team. I know they don't win by margin. I know that, but they find ways to win. They just find ways to win.
Yeah.
And you got to beat them. Once you beat them, once Josh Allen walks in, next year the Chiefs are done. They're going to have no motivation at all. They're done. Yeah. They're definitely going to lose in the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs.
Kelsey's not the same.
Kelsey might retire, dude.
Yeah.
He's set.
Oh, I would, if I was him, I'd go out after this year for sure.
Go out, especially if you win it. I mean, T Swizzle's making what? Billions of dollars? You don't need football money.
He's set regardless.
He is. We got Jimmy in the house.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. He's been on here giving plays to us before.
What games you guys want to talk about? It's a smaller NBA slate and actually smaller college basketball slate for a Super Tuesday, but there is some good games. Decent NHL slate. Yeah, I mean, we cashed tonight. It's more or less, what is it now? 5 straight plus days in hoops and hockey, because Sunday was only down just because of the under 55.5.
Right.
And we only had just the one Thunder play. It wasn't a loaded hoops slate or anything like that.
So. Right. Which that game was wonky. That game, the OKC towards the end just wanted to get out of there with a win.
Well, the problem is they had 6 points in the first 6 minutes of the fourth, and then they ended up finishing with 25. They just fucked around for the first half of the fourth quarter, which, whatever. They're off a loss. I thought they would have blew them out, but
yeah.
The Clippers too. I would do the Clippers over. It was just the variance in NBA this year. 12 more made threes, 36 more points from deep, and they win by 2 points. Not much you can do about that. Clippers shot better. The Suns shot better from deep than they did from the field, 48%. Clippers shot 50% from the field. They had way more steals, way more free throws, I think more rebounds. I mean, they beat them in every category but 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
And the Clippers have been the number one defense here over the last 8 games. So,
yeah, no, I agree. What do you think about the Suns, Mike? Because right now you can get them at some books for plus 2,000 to win the West.
they got no shot at winning.
No shot.
We saw what the Wolves did to them in the first round last year, dude.
I think they got a shot.
How?
Durant, Booker, championship coach. Don't bring it together. Come on. Think about it. Look at the Mavs last year. Who was thinking that? Come on.
Yeah, but the Rams, the Suns just don't have that much depth, man.
I know, but I mean, I'm saying if they do something at deadline, because they're probably going to go get Jimmy.
As of right now, absolutely not. Yeah, they'd have to make a move.
They gotta.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Jimmy anymore, man. He's just.
I haven't been a fan of Jimmy for a while.
And I don't know how he's gonna. It might not. I don't know. Even if he gets traded to the Suns, I wouldn't say for sure that it's gonna work and they're gonna be better.
I just don't understand how they cannot get it going with Beal. I mean, what is the problem? And Nurkic isn't playing. I mean, he hasn't played in 10 games.
Yeah, he's big.
I just don't know. I mean, they're trying to move him.
I
don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on over there, but I could see them sneaking up, man. I really could, because if Durant and Booker get hot, you never know.
They've got a soft schedule. They've been ass against the spread versus these shit teams. They've been ass at home lately. I think before last night, they're 1-7 against the spread in their 8 home games before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy. The defense, I mean, Butler would help their defense. But like I said, we saw against the Wolves, if they didn't shoot well, they sucked. They don't have a defense. Wolves had the defense and swept them.
Yeah.
You know?
That owner seems like a nut, though, man. He wants to win.
I mean, yeah, they don't have Vogel anymore, so that's a plus. Wasn't really a fan of him. I mean, coaching's a little different, but their roster's mainly the same shit. I mean, they got Tyus Jones now, who fucking was 5 for 7 from deep last. I mean, everyone was fucking 5 for 7 from deep last night, but
yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't know.
I still don't know how a couple of years ago the Nuggets were plus 2,500 and we cashed that shit easily. That
was historic.
I actually tried pulling up NBA futures here a couple of days ago because I want to get 1 or 2 posted. I haven't posted any yet.
I'll tell you the team that's absolutely ridiculous.
What?
The Nuggets. They're like the second or third listed team to win the finals. It's ridiculous. They're not winning shit. They are not winning shit.
Yeah. They got a better shot than the Suns.
I'd say it's damn near close to equal.
The crazy part is I don't understand this. The Thunder plus 115 to win the West. The next team is the Nuggets 550. Then it's the Mavs plus 900. You saw what the Thunder did last year in the playoffs. They're great in the regular season, and come playoff time, they weren't so fucking good. I just don't understand plus 115 and the next team is 550 and the third team is 900. Like, I think the Thunder are getting too much respect. They got to prove it in the playoffs, do something before you get that much respect. That's fucking nuts.
I agree. I agree. And can they shoot in a big moment?
Have a better team of beating the Thunder. I mean, you got the Celtics minus 110 to win the East, the Cavs plus 325. And you're saying there's almost double the chance that nobody knocks off the Thunder? I mean, we're talking plus 115 and then plus 550. I'd say the Celtics got the East for sure before the Thunder have the West. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I look at some of these conference winner futures, because on some of these books, it's if you parlay both of them, if you get both right, that's a big plus money for a pretty low investment. And I know everybody likes to play those small little future parlays, but I don't know. I think there's some value on the Suns. Call me a nut. I think there's some value before trade deadline at plus 2,000. That's nuts. That's nuts. Let's get to some of these comments here. We got Jimmy, Sixers is dogs. Mike, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Love an ML.
I don't think you're wrong. That's probably going to be today's free play is going to be the Sixers plus 4. I just posted it before the show. I like them. The Lakers have won five in a row.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. 3-1 against the spread. They didn't cover against the Hornets by a half point, so more or less 4-0 against the spread too. But they beat the Wizards, who didn't score in the last 5 minutes of the fucking game. They beat the Celtics, big win for them. And then after that, I think it was on Saturday or whenever it was, Monday, they beat the Warriors. And then, today's Tuesday. Yeah,
it was Saturday for the Warriors.
Saturday. Yeah. And then, the Hornets game.
The Warriors aren't the same. The Celtics, it was a bad spot for them.
Lakers are on a back-to-back, third road game since the 25th. And I'm just not high on the Lakers personally. And now coming off 4 wins, third straight road game here in a few days. Philly had that big win against Cleveland, which we had a lean on that, plus 10.5. Line closed 9.5. They ended up beating Cleveland outright. And then I did have a 2-unit lean on the Bulls versus the Sixers coming off that win. But Philly rolled again by 12 points there as 3.5-point underdogs. And they're dogs again tonight. They got 2 straight dog wins. I like Philly tonight at home. I don't like the spot for the Lakers at all. And I think the Lakers, let's see where the splits are now. I think they're getting most of the money. And it's actually reversed slightly. 60% bets, 64% tickets, 80% on the money line. Everyone likes the Lakers here. I was looking at the under too, but probably going to stay away from that. Likely no totals today in the NBA. Crushed them yesterday. But no, I like the Sixers +4 here. Do we know when Embiid's coming back? He's doing fucking handstands at practice and shit. And
he is a joke. He is a joke. I've never been a fan. I had friends on my ass. He's great. He's gonna win. Blah 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 blah. No. He's a joke. But talk about a team that needs to start winning. It's the 76ers.
Yeah, 17-27. Yikes.
They're out of the play-in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not by much, but still, they got to start winning. They got to start winning fast. I couldn't talk you off that. The only thing that's keeping me a little worried is Paul George being out, basically relying on Maxey to just carry the weight. But traditionally, the Lakers were almost auto fades the last 2 years on back-to-backs. I mean, it was unbelievable. This year, they're performing a bit better, ATS. But the last 2 years, they were auto fades on back-to-backs. They just couldn't handle them.
It's the spot. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's third game in 4 days.
Yeah. This is one of those spots.
Oh, yeah. This is one of those where, PG's out is being big, that's big and all that. But the line's a little short. I think the Lakers is pretty trappy here, -4 on the road, no PG, no Embiid, obviously.
I agree.
I just hate the spot for the Lakers. I think it's a letdown spot. They've won 4 straight. TNT game, it can get a little weird. I don't like the spot for the Lakers at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so that than it is a buy on the Sixers for me.
Right.
Third game in 4 nights back to back, coming off 4 straight wins. I don't like it.
Yeah. And Lakers did get them earlier on in the year, so
they shot 51% last night. They're garbage from deep, 6 for 28, 21%. But yeah, I don't like the spot. And I think I read something. Let's see here. The Lakers have done really bad in Philly. Let's see. Where was that? Here it is. 2-7 straight up in their last 9 games against Philly. 2-7 straight up. So Sixers just seem to have their number.
Yeah, I cannot talk you off that one. I enjoy it as well. That was one of the games that stuck out to me. Here's a question from Monopoly Crew about last night. What was your look on the Pelicans? What was the reasoning?
The reason on the Pelicans is I think they scored 92. I'm trying to pull it up here. I think they scored 92 points against the Hornets. The game before that, they're coming off of they scored 92. The Hornets beat them 123-92. And then they lost the game. They're on a back-to-back. They lost versus Memphis Friday. They lost Saturday to the Hornets, only scored 92 points. I actually was going to look at their team total too, which bumped from 116.5 to 118.5, which it wouldn't have mattered. They didn't hit it because they shot like shit, especially in the first quarter was just brutal. First half was really bad. No, I know we were on the Raptors here versus whoever not long ago, and I talked about how the Raptors are one of the best home teams against the spread in the NBA. I knew that going into it. I just liked the bounce back spot and getting blown out by the Hornets and only scoring 92 points. It's kind of like the Celtics. Whenever they score under 100, you can take their fucking team total over. You can take the first half. You can take the full game. They just respond. They shoot well. They do a ton of points.
They do.
And yeah, Zion had a good game. No one else really did. Neither team shot well. I mean, the Raptors shot 25% from deep and 42%. Pelicans 44%, 21% from deep, 6 for 28. Pelicans actually came back. They led by 1 going into the fourth. I thought they were going to come back and win the game, and we're going to start 5-0 yesterday.
Yeah.
But then they just shot like shit. I mean, Murray 5 for 17, 0 for 4 from deep. McCollum 2 for 7 from deep. Murphy 2 for 7 from deep. They just didn't have it. Raptors are scrappy at home. They are a team to watch out for at home. And the game was there for the taking. Had the Pelicans shot better. I'm surprised they shot that bad coming off a game that they shot real poorly and only scored 92 points versus the Hornets. Yeah. That was what I liked about it. It was the spot for them. So, and they opened as a 1-point dog, I believe, and ended up moving up to 3. I think it maybe closed 1 or 2 wherever it closed at. But yeah, I liked the Pelicans a lot last night, but shot like shit.
Talk about another franchise in shambles. I mean, got a bunch of pieces, and
they've been a lot better though since Zion came back.
Yeah, I mean, I
mean, he had 31 points, 13 for 18 from the field.
Yeah. Talent's always been there. It's can he stay on the court?
And yeah, quit eating cheeseburgers. And
he looked good to start the season. I mean, they came out with the whole social media thing. He was skinny. He looked better. He was lighter than he was in college. What was all that? AI Photoshop? I don't know. But hopefully he can string it together because I don't think his contract is guaranteed anymore. I remember reading something like that they could take it away.
About the Rockets win last night versus the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, that leads me into a spot. I kind of like the Hawks a little bit coming off of all these losses. They
had guys last night. I was on the under 220. We got a good line on that one.
I mean, they're coming off.
Only thing is the Rockets are young, and they're just kind of one of those teams where the spot and all that shit doesn't matter.
They have that OKC.
They're young.
Yeah,
they're young, so it doesn't well back and shit. They doesn't affect them as much. I will say Dylan Brooks won't do what he did last night. I I didn't even see his final stat line, but he fucking had 36 points, 10 for 15 from deep. Dylan Brooks, 10 for 15 from deep. That's not going to happen tonight.
No.
I'd probably I don't even know what his points is at, but I'd take the fucking under on that shit no matter what it's at, because he will regress here tonight.
There's no doubt about that one.
Huge game. 13 for 19, 33 points at the game winner.
I just think
Celtics they're kind of fucking around.
Yeah.
They're waiting.
Yeah, they are.
Although they should want the 1 seed. So I think the Cavs are up 4 games or something.
You think they're afraid to go into Cleveland for 2?
No, but
no one should be.
You think they'd want it, though, at least get the 1 seed.
They will. I think they will. The Cavs will eventually run out of gas. I don't think anybody's afraid to play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs.
Well, the other team should be. I don't think the Celtics should be, but
there's only 2 teams coming out of the East.
Yes,
it's those 2. I mean, that's really it.
The East is fucking weak.
It's weak. I mean, the Knicks, maybe Bucks.
I'll tell you, a sneaky team this year is the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, we talked about it before the season.
What their future's at?
I don't know. Let's see. To win the West is 1,100.
See, that I like.
Yeah.
That I like. Dude, they can beat the Mavs. They can beat the Nuggets. They could beat the fucking Thunder.
They could. I mean, they were a good roster last year. It's just they were hurt, and Ja wasn't there. And
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, what an insane amount of value for your 3 seed.
They've been undervalued fucking in all these games. I mean,
they
got the clock clean last night, but
yeah.
It's the over still hit with them shooting not so good. So
yeah. I'll tell you though, the more I look at this Hawks game, I kind of like the Hawks to cover. I do. At home off 4 losses. Houston in kind of a sandwich spot. I mean, you won 2 games against the Cavs, and then they won against the Celtics, and then now you're playing the Hawks, and then now you go to the Grizzlies.
Is Young playing?
He's questionable.
Young's questionable. Whitmore. So if he's playing, their starting lineup is Young, Okongwu, Krejci, Daniels, and Zakari.
Mm-hmm. Hawks won both matchups last year. The Hawks swept the season series. Last year, so hear me out. Last year, at home against the Rockets. Now I'm trying to see if they I guess they didn't have Van out there, so they might have been a little shorthanded, but it looks like they got the same guys. I know the Rockets are a little bit better, obviously, this year, but and the Hawks had Murray, but whatever. The Hawks were -7.5 in this spot last year at home against the Rockets. They were -7.5.
Well,
and now today they're +6.5.
The Rockets are a lot better, and
13.5 points.
They got injuries though. Well, you don't even know who's playing yet. You know.
Well, I think if Young plays,
it'll move.
It'll go to 5.5 or 4.5.
My favorite play on this game is the under 227.
Yeah,
because both teams on a back-to-back. Rockets are kind of in a letdown spot. Yeah, Dylan Brooks go 10 for 15 from deep. That shit ain't gonna happen. They're also really good defensively. You know what I mean? So I like the under 227. If I was to have another NBA play today, it would be the under on this game. Which I'm sure I'll post it for a lean, for sure. Maybe I'll even fucking play it officially. I don't know. Oh shit. 226.5 now.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting game for sure. What else do we got here? Houston is scrappy from Wolfgang. Scott likes Calgary to beat Washington on the ice tonight.
I do too. The only thing I don't like about it, that's actually one of the 3 NHL plays that I was looking at. I'm playing the other 2. The only thing I don't like is I believe it's their third game in 4 nights. And that shit it's a tough spot. That's what kept me off of it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's actually a lot of sharp money coming in on the Flames. I just couldn't get around that 3rd and 4 enough for me to pull the trigger on it. Actually, Washington is now getting pounded. It's a huge public fade, 90% tickets money on the Caps, and the lines is hanging there at plus 120.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a sharp look. It's just for me personally, that 3rd and 4. They are good at home too. I think it's 15-6-1 or something.
15-6-3. They're different at home for sure.
They're good at home. It's just that 3rd and 4. If it wasn't that, I'd probably be pulling the trigger on it. Might even post like a 1-unit lean or something on it. But those 3rd and 4 spots can be trickier, can be tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And you got, let's see, the Caps.
Big hockey slate tonight, huh?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Caps won 6 straight and then lost to the Canucks. Yeah, it's tough. It's just a stay away for me, but I don't hate the look at all. If I was to bet it, I'd take the Flames there for sure.
Yeah.
Baby Hulk, no, do not talk to him. Never mended the fences. I could never mend those fences, and I'll leave it at that. So,
oh boy,
we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Good luck to him. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
I know he tried to paint whatever picture that he always tries to paint and all that shit, but there's 2 sides to every story, and one of us is still doing our thing, and the other one, I don't know what he's doing. I don't pay attention to his shit or what he's doing or what he's doing. So couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I have no idea. And we've never said nothing. So it is what it is. Georgetown. What do we think about Georgetown?
Not a game I'm really looking at. There's some good games tonight.
I wish I paid more attention to college. I've been watching a little Duke. That's about
St.
it.
John's 12-1 in their last 13 games straight up. They've been pretty decent against the spread. Georgetown 1-5 their last 6. A lot of those have been on the road. Marquette, St. John's. The part I like about it is the revenge piece. I think they lost by 5 to St. John's at St. John's. I want to say the line was close to double digits in that one. That's the part that I like, is the revenge piece there. Now you're at home getting 5. You lost by 5 on the road to them. I mean, if I was to play the game, I would play Georgetown. I'm not going to play it, but yes, if I definitely lean Georgetown here in the spot. Everything points to it. I mean, you're at home, the revenge factor, the one team, like I said, 12-1, 13-1, whatever it is in their last 13, 14 games. I mean, it's a huge potential letdown spot for St. John's. I mean, they're coming off big wins. They beat Xavier twice. Yeah, the only 3 games they lost: Baylor by a point, Georgia by 3, and Creighton by 1. St. John's could be fucking undefeated right now. Damn. But Georgetown's been playing tough too. I think Providence was a sharp spot. Was that Saturday when they played Georgetown? But that was on the road. It was a tough spot. They did beat Nova by a point before that on the road. I would look Georgetown here. I think you can get it at +5 right now. That would be my lean on that game for sure. Tough game. It's tough going against a team like St. John's, but that's why it's a stay away from me. And I get why everyone who's on Georgetown is going to be on them, the revenge thing and losing by 5, and now you're getting 5 at home. I get it.
A&M minus 8.5.
Yeah, that's another tough one. No one's talking about the Tennessee-Kentucky game. I do like Tennessee there. We can talk about that in a sec, but well, A&M off the loss to Texas. We cashed on Texas on Saturday, which was lucky. They blew a big fucking lead, but A&M's had some. I mean, they beat Ole Miss by a point. They've had some close wins too. But this one you got, so A&M beat Oklahoma on the road by 2 as 2.5-point dogs. Now they're 8.5 at home. Is Wade Taylor playing? Do we know that? I haven't really dug into this game much, but is he playing tonight? I would assume he is. With the line being 8.5. For me, I like Tennessee, and I'm looking at doing them in a parlay. It might have to be a 3-team parlay. This might be one of those square 3-team parlays with Tennessee and a couple other legs or something. It's not the best. I mean, there's nearly nothing in NBA that I'm very confident in money line wise like that. So it's going to have to be college basketball or NHL. The A&M game, let's check the splits on that. Yeah, they're getting 70% money, 62% tickets. The line's just hanging at 8.5. I got no feel. You could say the sharp side is Oklahoma. The line hasn't moved, blah, blah, blah. But I also wouldn't be surprised if A&M blew them out by 10 plus if Taylor's playing. It's not a game that I'm looking at clearly, but what do you like about it?
Jimmy, thanks for tuning in. Always appreciate seeing you in here, buddy.
What do you like about that? And Lumpy Dick, do you like Georgetown or you like St. John's? The North Carolina game, Pitt game, that's interesting. Pitt's getting hammered. The line's reversed from 4 to 2.5. We saw Duke last night, which I almost looked at NC State just because it's a look-ahead spot to North Carolina. So it's kind of interesting. This one, North Carolina on the road, actually reversing here. Not so much a look-ahead spot for them just because they've been losing a ton of games. And this is a game that, I mean, they got to have. There's that. There's the Baylor BYU game. Zags, Oregon State. Cincy's interesting to me too. The Cincy Utah game, kind of like Cincy there. Maybe a small lean on the Akron Northern Illinois over as well. The over 154. I mean, I'll just tell you here what I'm looking at. I like the Akron Northern Illinois over. I like Tennessee. I almost locked it in buying a half, minus 115, minus 9 last night. But Kentucky's got a bunch of guys out. I don't know if I'll lay the 10 here. Like I said, I'm probably going to find a way to do it'll probably have to be a 3-team parlay at minus around 130. I got an idea how I'm going to play it, but Tennessee in a parlay piece, they're going to win at home here. Kentucky's too banged up. The Louisville game is interesting. That's moved from 7.5 now to 9.5. They're at home versus Wake. The Gophers have been sharp lately, catching 13.5 versus Michigan State. You got Kansas off that loss versus UCF. Dayton St. Bonnie's That's a tough one. I think somebody, Scott saying he likes St. Bonnie's. Got Dayton was good to start out the year, and just St. Bonnie's is tough. They're a tough team. It's a decent slate tonight. It's not as normally you got fucking 80 games. We don't have 80 games, but there's some good games tonight. The Cincy game, Utah game is interesting to me. Arizona State, Colorado, Marquette, Butler.
Just you talking about it briefly there, Mike. I kind of like North Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I think right before Duke, I think they need to win this game.
Oh, and they got Duke on deck. Which, tough game, obviously. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they just lost to Stanford by a point, Wake Forest by a point, and then they bounced back and beat Boston College by 6 as 19.5-point favorites.
In overtime.
Those are two tough losses. 12-point favorite, you lose by 1, and then you're -1.5 on the road versus Wake and lose back-to-back games combined by 2 points. That's tough. Other than that, I mean, they've lost to good teams. They lost to Kansas, Auburn, Michigan State, Bama, Florida, Louisville. The Stanford and Wake Forest are their 2 worst losses, and that was before the Boston College game.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Pitt off of a win versus Syracuse, but they lost 4 straight before that. Duke blew them out. Louisville, Florida State, Clemson.
I might have to dabble in that one.
You like North Carolina?
First college spot of the year. I don't know how you mentally can handle all the sports going on, man. If I'm thinking about NFL, I'm thinking about NFL, NBA. I have my different things.
Yeah,
I do my own, and
you get in a system, you get in a groove. Now I'm actually posting the majority of plays here the night before. Just because what's been happening is I wait, and then the line it always gets worse more often than not. So, and right now I'm confident in my fucking reads. I'm like tonight, I truly think we're gonna have another double-digit night. I really fucking do, and we came very close to a fucking 18-unit night last night, literally.
Yeah.
I love our 5U college basketball, the 4U. I love both NHL plays. I can give you one of those. So I'm on 2 NHL plays. The one I like the best, it has moved a lot. I posted it at plus 145 last night. It's now like plus 110, but it's the Ducks versus the Kraken. I like them here. Kraken obviously on a back-to-back, played Edmonton last night. Lost. Ducks have been off since Saturday. They won their last 2, 5-2 versus Nashville. Pitt 5-1, 10 goals last 2 games, giving up 3 goals last 2 games. Kraken aren't that good. They're on the road versus Edmonton. Now travel back home. I just thought there's a ton of value on the Ducks plus 145 last night. I knew the line was going to move, and it moved to plus 125 probably a half hour after I posted it, and now it's plus 110, plus 115, depending on what book you got. But I like the Ducks. They were hot there for a while, and then they cooled off, really struggled but a lot of that was on the road versus good teams, Washington, Tampa, Florida again. This is a winnable game for the Ducks. Plus 145 is fucking stupid. I thought there's a ton of value in that. Clearly there is because it's plus 110 now.
Right.
Let's see if Seattle confirmed a goalie yet. But I like that.
I like the Ducks this year. I mean, they got some good scrappy wins. They really do. They're not as bad as they've been. Lumpy confirming he is taking Georgetown, and He's taking a mallet to his balls because they're
Hmm.
made of straight steel around here. So,
Fuck yeah.
I wish you the best. I wish you the best.
No, it's the right look. There's just other games that I personally like better. But I definitely lean that way. I like the look for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Grubauer is expected. He's 5-14 on the year with the 3.76 goals against average. They haven't confirmed it yet. I mean, he's coming off of an awful start. He had 3 goals on 4 shots before he was replaced on Sunday in their 6-2 loss versus the Red Wings. He
is struggling.
Yeah, that was his last start on the 12th. So he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's had 7 straight games off. He started that one, got blitzed. They took him out. He's given up 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 4, 5 in his last 1, 2, whatever games that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And then you got, let's see here. Lucas Dostal, 12-13-1, 2.93 goals against average. He just gave up 1 versus the Preds. Florida got him for 5. Tampa got him for 3. But overall, he's been pretty decent and better. I like him better than Gibson this year.
Oh, yeah.
But at plus 145 versus the Kraken, flying back from Edmonton, getting beat last night, likely with Grubauer in net. How do you not like it?
Yeah, no. Lot to love there.
I think this will be our 3rd or 4th plus money NHL play in the last 5 plays or something.
Yeah.
So
I love the plus money in hockey.
Canadians in overtime versus the Devils. And then last night, that's why I went right back to fading them with Markstrom out. The Flyers last night, and they hammered the Devils. I think they won 4-1 or whatever it was. Devils are a team to watch out for here while Markstrom is out because Jake Allen isn't as good.
No.
And they got some other injuries too. So
overall, they're having a good year though.
Yeah, Baby Hulk, the CLV. We got CLV. I think I posted 3 or 4 plays last night. 4 technically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got CLV on at least 3 of the 4, if not 4 out of 4. We'll see how they close, but so yeah, I'm posting a lot more stuff early. A lot of times I was waiting and then waiting to lock in and then lock in at a worse line. It's fucking stupid. I'm even pissed. The one Arizona. The one game, I think it was Saturday, that I didn't lock in and then it moved. Or no, it was Arizona. I was going to post it the night before at minus 110 or whatever it was, and it closed. I think I ended up submitting it yesterday morning at minus 140.
Yeah.
That's another one I wish I would have. I mean, luckily it didn't end up mattering, but it's a big difference. 30, 40 cents in juice. It's a big difference. So
it is. Juice will kill you.
So yes, get used to that. I'm going to be posting a lot of shit the night before, especially those NBA totals. I mean, we're getting really good CLV on a lot of them. So, and even like the Heat one we didn't, I still love that Heat Magic over last night. Fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I didn't even look. Did we hit any parlays last night? I kind of just forgot about them.
I don't know. I cleared the portal, so I don't know.
I know I had the Clippers in like 3
Yeah. Well, you're looking for that. A little admin. We do have 20% off daily VIP today. We haven't posted yet because we just decided to do that before we came on the show yet. But for those on here, if you're not on VIP and get the plays, promo code right there, day VIP 20.
And yeah, anyone who's on the show right now and wants to hop on, 20% off. And just for the people on the show, I'll just say if we don't profit 5+ units tonight, send us an email and we'll give you tomorrow free. It's only for the people on here right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only ones who are going to know to email in if I don't profit over 5 units, 5+ units tonight. So 4.99 units, you get tomorrow free.
I love it.
I think we're going to do double digits. We're going to smack our 5U college basketball top play, which before the Clippers, we had hit 4 straight basketball, hockey top plays before that.
Yep.
We got the 4U college basketball. It's a total that I like. That's 9 units right there. We got the 2-3 unit NHLs. The other one I gave you was the Ducks. We got the 3 unit play on the Sixers, which will be the free play to make it 5-1 in the last 6 free PODs. I'm sure I'll post another free lean or something on Telegram for you guys. And I got another play coming. And it's going to be some type of parlay, Tennessee. And I 95% certain I got it figured out here while we were talking on the show. So I was looking at shit. So
great.
That'll be coming here, and cards likely final.
And as everybody can see,
keep rolling.
Everything's rolling. Everything is rolling here.
That NBA is actually this year. So
yeah.
And the entire month. So 22-14, 61%, 21.55. Had we gotten the Clippers last night, that would be about 35 units.
Yeah.
That Clippers game. It was a big swing.
It was.
And then the other sports, 15-6, NHL, college basketball. I mean, we're talking 70%. We've now hit 6 straight, not just 15-6, 71% college basketball run, but we've hit 6 straight now for 20 units. So, and we got a 5U and a 4U tonight. I don't know, man. I'm just seeing the board really clearly. I'm just confident. Like it's gonna fucking hit. I know it's gonna fucking hit. So
that's a dangerous mentality, folks. I love it. I absolutely love it. Sean asking online or sportsbook?
I have to go online, Sean. Last year I was going to, so I live in Minnesota. Nothing's legal here. 2 closest legal states are Iowa, which is the closest one, is a 2.5-hour drive each way. So that's a 5-hour round trip. There was a sports book in Wisconsin. They only have 3 or 4 of them. You can't do it online. You have to actually physically go there. I was going there, and I was betting NFL primetime games there. And I think I hit like 8 in a row, betting 20 to 40 grand a game. I posted all the tickets from them. When I did it, I was posting all the tickets for VIP and everything. If you were on then, you remember literally hitting them 20 to 40 grand a game. They had a $2K per ticket limit. I was moving their lines, some games 2 points. Because they're really small. But they didn't have a per ticket limit. So I would go do, $10, $15, $2,000 tickets. And they didn't like that so much. And I showed up one day to cash out again, and they had 3 security guys waiting for me. Asked if I'm Michael. Yep. Are you here to cash out? Yep. Okay, we're going to escort you to the cashier. What's going on? You should know. What the fuck you mean I should know? Like, we're going to get you paid out here. Okay, cool. Get me paid out, and then they hand me the state of Wisconsin gambling commissioner's business card and treated me like shit. Like, said, you're axed. You can't come back here ever again. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? What do you mean I should know? Go out in the truck. Because they were waiting for me. I mean, they knew what I was driving, everything. They had people waiting for me. I called the gambling commissioner. They at first accused me of money laundering because Monday through Friday, they had nobody to take the action. I had to shove the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 into a machine, literally spend an hour, hour and a half shoving hundreds into a fucking machine. And so they accused me of money laundering. I said, well, that's bullshit. Check the cameras. A, there's nobody there to take my action. And number 2, I asked over and over for you guys to have somebody run the fucking cash through the thing and just fucking do it for me. So it'd save me an hour and a half from shoving money into a machine. So that's another fucking lie. Got around that. And then they said, well, we got you on camera taking a picture of your ticket, so you're betting for others. I said, well, little do you know, I was taking pictures of the tickets to post to my fucking website because this is what I do for a living. And then got around that. Then they more or less just said, fuck you, you're not welcome back. And then their sports book shut down for about 6 months after that. I truly, and I'm not just saying this to be like big headed, but I truly think that I put them under for like 6 months because they're really small, dude. They're really small.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody walking in there with the amount of units that you're deploying on those big primetime games. I mean,
well, I was going way heavier than what
we were even
I'm
posting.
not even talking doing $7,000. I was doing 20 to 40. I just kept fucking just boom, boom.
Remember we had the hammer graphic.
And they were so bad. If you remember that Raiders Chiefs game, I think it was last year when the Raiders, I think it was in KC, they had such a bad line. It was like +8, and every book in America had 6.5 or 7. Like they had no idea what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
Just had, because they had all their action on the Chiefs. You know, I'm sure they had $5,000 handle total, you know, fucking on the Chiefs. And I come in 40 grand on the Raiders, and they lost 35 grand that game. And obviously not happy. I mean, it's
no.
If you live in Wisconsin and you've been to their books, you know, it's smaller shit, you know.
Yeah.
And nobody's betting a dime or 2 dimes per, you know, they have a 2K per ticket limit. So like I told them versus banning me, like, okay, well, tell me you only can bet $2,000 a game then, you know, but they didn't tell me any of that. They just said, fuck you, you're out. So, but luckily they got shut down for 6 months after that, which made me really fucking happy. And now I have to drive to Iowa, which is 5 hours round trip. So Minnesota is one of the last to legalize. So no, I have a couple different books and do the heritage sports offshore and all that shit. But to answer your question, there you go.
Yeah, that was wild, man. What a wild time that was. I'm happy to hear that, though. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that they got shut down for 6 months.
It was a month after I got banned. Yes,
yeah.
They shut down their sports book for about 6 months. Yes.
Unreal. Well, clearly, given they had no one at the cashier, they probably had no one really monitoring those lines either, which is why
they did because after I would do 2 or 4 grand on it, the line would change. They had somebody monitoring that.
So he was sleeping in his office until you walked in.
Well, no, every time it would move a half point to a point.
Yeah.
I just didn't give a shit on some games because I liked it so much and it was hot. So
yeah, no, that was a fun time. That was a fun time. All right. That's funny. Sean, I think Sean's new, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome, Sean.
I recognize the name.
Me too.
Maybe is it IG or Twitter or maybe TikTok? Maybe
something. Maybe emailed in. I'm not sure, but I recognize the name. I think that concludes today's show. Remember, everybody, we do have if you're not on VIP, we have the 20% off. And email in to contact@midwestmikesports.com if we do not profit over five units or above. So like Mike said, if it's plus 4.99, you can have tomorrow for free. And that is just people on the show. So if you're not signed up, it's a great little insurance policy, even if you finish positive. So that's
you guys go hop on for the week. We're not a service that charges. There's some clowns out there, man, that charge $800 a week, $500 a play. The fucking joke. We're at full retail. We're $75 for a week, $225 a month. I don't know. That really doesn't matter what unit size you are. You could be $10 a fucking unit and pay for your week in literally one night. You could pay for it tonight. So up 42 units on the month and whatever it is the last 5 days, 35 units roughly over the last 5 days, 34.79.
Yep.
Look on the month to date, 59.4%, 82, 56, and 2. 59.4 or damn near 60% all plays. So, and our only down day was Sunday, and that was just because of the under 55.5. We hit the Eagles side, we hit the Bills in the teaser. It was just the under 55.5. And last night could have been close to 20 units again had we gotten the Clippers. So we got the bounce in the Arizona game. Luckily, had another plus day. Let's do it again today. Let's get it. 2 free plays you got right now. You got the Ducks, which I still like. I mean, there's not as much value there, obviously. Maybe play it for 2 units now since you don't have 145. But I like that. The Sixers +4. I like that mainly, like we talked about. It's more just a fade spot. of the Lakers in this spot. So
I love it.
Let's get it.
All right, boys. I think that concludes today's show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep the notifications on in Telegram and Chalkboard, and also social media. Watch out for when we're gonna do another show. We haven't really decided if we're gonna bring it back weekly or what, but I think we should, as long as it fits in the Mike's schedule and everything. But
now we'll have a little bit more time to prepare for it. Maybe give away some here next week. We'll
absolutely.
So
absolutely. So
talk to you guys and chop up some games. So
absolutely, just like old times. But thank you guys so much for watching. We really, really appreciate it. And as always, invest wisely and live free.